Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm. Spring is here. Sugar season is over, so it's time to move on. It's time to get the garden started. So getting my seed trays pulled out, and tonight I am going to start getting a couple of things planted. I don't have a greenhouse yet. That is on my to-do list of things that, is sort of in the shorter range forecast of stuff that I'd like to get done, hopefully this fall. But for now, I will do just like I did last year, and I'll be getting my seeds started up under a big LED light panel down in my basement. And in a few weeks here, we'll be able to get them moved on out to the garden and really get the garden going. Now, before I head inside and start getting the seeds planted, if you're following me on Instagram at Shinyatta Farm, just like the YouTube channel, you will have seen that I put tarps out on the garden this weekend. Dad helped me get this done. Now, what the tarps do is they create a warm, moist environment. And what that does is any seeds that are in the ground, any like seed bank that's formed up, it will make those seeds germinate. And then once they germinate from that warm and wet environment, warm and humid environment, there won't be any sunlight, so then they should die off. So in theory, it will get all of the weed seeds to germinate and then die off. And then you'll have much less of a seed bank built up. Once everything else is out here planted, weed should be a significantly smaller problem? Yeah, significantly smaller problem. Now, I may have been a little bit dishonest with you guys, referring to this as my basement. The cellar's probably a little bit more like it. The ceilings are pretty low. When I first moved out here about 18 months, almost 2 years ago, there was still the old coal furnace down here and the old coal bin, and there was one little central light bulb in the middle of the room, and there was no floor down here. It was still the dirt floors and the old stone foundation, and every time it rained, got tons of water down here. So a lot of work went into down here. We spray foamed the walls to seal up the old stone foundation. We dug in a sump pit. A lot of work went into this basement here to kind of weather tight it and get it a little bit more usable. So I just screw this light panel up. I got a little outlet over there. I just plug it into, cut off an old lamp cord, hooked it up to this LED panel, and then I'll just use S-hooks to be able to raise and lower this thing to get it to the height where I need it at, depending on what's going on when I'm coming down working on it, and then I can lower it back down right over top of the plants. Keep the light nice and concentrated on it. So I have these big seed trays that I like to use. These are 12 by 24, so that's 288 cells. I have 2 of them, so tons and tons of cells to get started with. I like starting with these because it's really easy to go through afterwards and just kind of thin it down. You don't have to use every single one. You can pick out the ones that are healthier and transplant them into, I'll go into something a little bit bigger, and then that bigger thing is what will end up out in the garden. All I'm really going to do is, I got my seed catalog here. I'm going to try to get my tomatoes going. I am going to try to get some broccoli, some cauliflower, some cabbage, some of that cold hardy stuff. I'm going to try to get that stuff going. A lot of the other things, I'm just going to go ahead and wait and direct sow them into the garden. Things like my zucchini, well, I might get some zucchini started, but things like my carrots, like the root vegetables, I'm just going to plant those right straight out there. Carrots, beets, onions, my onion sets, I'll do those straight out in the garden. Pumpkins will wait a little while. They'll probably be more around like June that the pumpkins will get planted. I made that mistake before, and I had a bunch of Halloween pumpkins in the middle of August, so won't make that mistake again. Some of the other things, my peppers, I will be getting some peppers started in here with the tomatoes and those things, but my green beans, my peas, that kind of stuff, any gourds that I'm doing, other squashes that I'm doing, I think I'm just going to try my luck and direct sow them this year. I'm a little bit limited on space down here. Once I have more space, it's easy once to start it all in these little cells, but once I've got to transfer them into bigger pots, I'm just working off of one little table down here with one light. So space gets pretty limited pretty quick. Once I get the greenhouse going, that will be nice. I'll be able to get a little bit more started, but I don't think I'll be too far behind the 8 ball just going ahead and direct sowing a lot of those things. So I won't make you guys suffer through watching me plant all of this stuff. I'm also going to get some flowers going. Going to start some marigolds and probably some zinnias, maybe some cone flowers. Going to get some of those things going. And we'll see you in a minute. So I guess I'd be remiss if while I had a minute here, I didn't go ahead and put my 2 cents in about the coronavirus. If you watch other homesteaders, other farmers, everybody's kind of putting their own 2 cents in about this thing. And I think for the most part, a lot of us kind of feel the same way about it. It's important to know where your food comes from. Is it realistic for everybody to try to do this on a scale of a farmer or a homesteader or something like that? Probably not. You know, a lot of people raising chickens, raising ducks, raising cows, pigs, sheep, goats, rabbits, whatever it might be, isn't really feasible for the lifestyle that they're trying to live. But you can kind of do your part still. You know, whether it's container gardening or whatever it might be. I don't know. I don't really have a ton of opinions about it. You know, I kind of like to keep this sort of stuff to myself, but take care of yourself. Take care of the people you love. Look out for your neighbors. In these times of need, you know, let's try not to be selfish. Share knowledge. Share wealth, whatever that wealth may be. A wealth in food, a wealth in stinking toilet paper. You know, watch out for each other. Stay safe. Be well. Until next time, y'all. We'll see you.
But since we're out in the barn, we may as well check on the girls. Hey, y'all.